So we're talking to Neven Andjelić today, who contributed one of the chapters for a special issue of the Eurovision Song Contest. Neven, you're looking a lot at the kind of transition from the Yugoslav to the post-Yugoslav Eurovision contributions. How important was the Eurovision Song Contest for Yugoslavia and then the countries emerging from it in the 90s?
Throughout its history, it did reflect the special position, geopolitical position of Yugoslavia. If we look at the history of Eurovision Song Contest, it wasn't exclusively Western European experience because Yugoslavia was part of it, and Yugoslavia clearly did not belong to Western Europe. It did not belong to Eastern Europe either, and that was this kind of position that for most of that period before the fall of the Berlin Wall, Yugoslavia actually participated in this competition. This was a sign also for the domestic population that we are special, we belong to everyone, we cooperate with everyone. So it went along the lines of the policy of non-alignment, Tito's policy. And on the other hand, if we look at this internally, the policies of brotherhood and unity could be reflected in a way that all federal TV centers participated in internal competitions and provided singers who would represent the whole of Yugoslavia and so on. Towards the end of it, it became probably more obvious, more clear, this kind of competition between different republics, TV centers. It looked in some ways like Eurovision Song Contest. There was even the voting system, although everyone was allowed to vote for their own participants. So, of course, they would win the highest number of points. But I tried somehow to analyze and also, in addition to this, I interviewed people who participated in these competitions, and they all denied that politics actually played an important role in awarding points to other republics. But it was more on a kind of professional cooperation. They don't say it was just, but they had their own professional or economic interest to support particular song. In that way, this is how the competition came to the end in early 90s.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have a break, but then again, Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina start participating also very soon after the dissolution of Yugoslavia and make it an important platform indeed.
Yeah, for many people, this was the clear sign. All right, the recognition, international recognition, this is what really matters. Then acceptance of the United Nations, of the new countries into the membership. But again, how people saw it, they saw it in sports competitions, participation in these competitions, and in Eurovision Song Contest. Croatia was late in 1992, and we can see also that in 1992 actually Serbia or RAMP Yugoslavia, Serbia and Montenegro participated at Eurovision Song Contest. They tried somehow to preserve the image and to continue representing or inherit, to keep the inheritance of the former state, unsuccessfully, of course. So in many ways, the politics have been reflected in the participation in this Eurovision Song Contest. So 1993 it comes, and the new states, few of them still in war, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, they had to qualify. In Slovenia there was the competition together with the three states from, shall we call it, New Europe, former communist states, some of them former Soviet Union states. And of course, the three former Yugoslav participants won. They had some experience, maybe how to vote. There are some claims that I did get from the interviewees that attempt has been made to help each other between the former Yugoslav states. So we are at the same time witnessing the war between these states or forces that are being supported by the states of former Yugoslavia. But when it comes to this kind of song competition, they are promising to each other, although the cross didn't respect their word and didn't keep the promise, according to the interviewees that I spoke to.
Mm-hmm. And then the Bosnian participation was particularly important, of course, because Bosnia was still at war, under siege. So how was that first participation used as a platform in many ways?
It was symbolic. What I gathered from the research, the politicians didn't have any idea of this, and so one could also see it as a kind of reflection that they came into the statehood unprepared completely, without the institutions, without the plan of the institution building and so on. Although, on the other hand, it was pretty soon after the Declaration of Independence that the war has started. So there are some excuses. And there are people who were professionally involved in the world of music, who participated previously as representatives of Yugoslavia in the Eurovision Song Contest, and for them it was immediate task. And of course they needed support or approval, because Sarajevo was under the siege, to organize something like this. And it was incredible in a sense that without the electricity, they had to organize the competition. They had to advertise. How you advertise when nobody could actually spread the word? The signal of radio television Sarajevo was not heard outside of Sarajevo, and one of the organizers expressed her surprise that one entry was sent from Konjic. How they learned about this, and how they sent a VHS tape to Sarajevo that was never clear to her. Anyway, they did come with a winning song. They never learned how many people actually watched this preliminary competition in Sarajevo, because of the lack of electricity in Sarajevo and the lack of available TV signal outside of Sarajevo. Of course, all the participants came from the territory that was controlled by the army of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Again, we have this reflection of the state, of the situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina in a trivial competition. Of course, Bosnian Serbs didn't participate, and Bosnian Croats also didn't participate at the time. Individually, you can always find some people, but what I'm talking, people who lived in the territories controlled by their respective armies. And then it was escape from the besieged town. It's a good story. I don't know if maybe one day we might see a Hollywood movie based on this, if they find it kind of as a possibility to make money. But they had to run across the runway of the airport of Sarajevo and to face sniper fire and United Nations force that kept returning them back to the city until the third successful attempt.
Yes, quite a story. I mean, it's quite interesting in contrast that Ukraine this year is not participating in the Eurovision Song Contest when Bosnia tried to do that during the war. So I guess the political message of war and Eurovision can play out in different ways.
Yes, I think they realize the importance somehow to remind the world, even in the moments of easy Saturday evening when most of Europe would probably have a nice dinner, glass of wine and watch Europe sing. And then all of a sudden you have people coming from the war zone, and that was something reminding them there is a war. People are being killed on daily basis, and so that was a very important thing. The country promotion, also expression of the desire to stop the war. Croatia was very kind of eager to send out this message with their song. Bosnia, by just participating, immediately sent out the message because of the level of atrocities that could not be comparable to the level of hostilities in Croatia. And that was something that played in a way very well as a kind of reminder. Also, there was back among the people in Bosnia and Herzegovina, it was also proof we are the same as the others. We also like to sing, we can dress nicely, we can dance and perform at the major stage. It's just that this war has to be stopped. So there was always this double message.
Thank you, yes. So, yes, Eurovision is apolitical, but it's profoundly political, is in many ways what we learned from this case study. So, Neven, thank you very much for contributing the article and this interview.
Thank you very much, Vladimir.